Down game in the victory over Seattle the other night, and he had a 16-rebound game against the 76ers earlier this season, but Barkley had a 14 for 15, 38-point performance against the Knicks.
Yes, and it will be duplicated tonight in some manner. You can see Oakley not afraid of Charles Barkley, vice versa. Great matchup. Here they go at it.
And Oakley controls the tip. The Knicks and the 76ers. From Madison Square Garden. And here is Oakley. Yes. So the Knicks with a 2-0 lead.
Took Charles Barkley last night in a whole half to get loose. Didn't score in the first half against the Nets, then got it going.
Barkley. And the rebound for Ewing. Rod Strickland. And Trump Tucker in the backcourt. Johnny Newman, Patrick Ewing, and Charles Oakley up front. Newman guarded by Derek Smith. That was just within 2-point range, so Johnny Newman, who is shooting 60% the last 4 games, has given the Knicks a 4-0 lead.
Johnny Newman, one of many players, undoubtedly is a candidate for Player of the Week. That's where he's at these days.
Kaminsky picked up on the switch, and the steal by Strickland. Finding Newman. 6-0 Knicks. Setting the 76ers, the backcourt of Maurice Cheeks and the rookie Hersey Hawkins, who made his return after missing 3 games, came back last night to face the Nets. He was out with a knee injury. Barkley up front with Kaminsky and Derek Smith. Illegal defense called on the Knicks. Derek Smith waived by Sacramento.
That's their first violation.
And Coach Jerry Reynolds had a disagreement concerning playing time, and he was picked up by Jim Lynam, who had him as a member of the San Diego and Los Angeles Clippers. Barkley off the spin, giving to Kaminsky, and he's fouled by Oakley.
Knicks quickly doubling up on Charles Barkley. If you're a superstar in the NBA, that's what you can expect every night. When you get the ball, it generally means 2 people will be facing you. The success, of course, is determined by the speed with which the defense attacks and gets there. If it's less than perfect, the superstar generally wins.
Mike Kaminsky, always one of the better foul shooters in the league. He's 86% from the line. Last night, Philadelphia beat the Nets 100-96, although they did not play well and shot only 42%. The Knicks coming off the victory here Tuesday against Seattle, 116-110. Barkley, rather Oakley, with the shot again from long range, and here comes Cheeks. Fans wanted a traveling violation.
Trent Tucker did a good job helping out Strickland and picking up Cheeks.
Kaminsky. And the Knicks now lead it 6-4.
Knicks lead 6-4.
Newman. And Kaminsky on the rebound. Barkley lost it. It will be Knick ball. Barkley thought it was last touch by Strickland.
He tried a very difficult move going at full speed. Tried to spin away from Strickland. A man his size finds it difficult doing that.
Johnny Newman very active. He's being guarded by Derek Smith. Ewing.
Well, the double team came, but that double team is Barkley, who's 6'6", maybe. No problem for Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing also going so well. He hit 31 against Seattle the other night, shooting 61% the last 11 games. Hawkins with a 3-point attempt. Rebound Oakley. Strickland. Oh, what a move. As he spun Hawkins. 10-4. The Knicks by 6.
Hawkins became a spectator, didn't he?
Here's Cheeks.
That was Maurice Cheeks.
And the Knicks are looking to beat the Sixers down court.
Cheeks, such a good defensive player, ran back harder on defense than he was going on offense.
And that is an offensive foul. Johnny Newman picks up his first.
Hawkins reacted very strongly to that light contact shooting by Newman. And it worked.
Interesting as the game develops to see how the Sixers go at the Knicks defensively. They did play last night. Hawkins, rebound Javinsky, and here comes Tucker. Strickland putting the speed on and bumped by Hawkins. Non-shooting foul. Tuesday night, Seattle had success in going against the Knicks, using Knick tactics, extensive defensive pressure, and assistant coach Bob Falkenberg said after the game that the only way to go up against the Knicks these days, you wonder if we'll see that some time to time here tonight from the Sixers, although as I said, they did play last night. Johnny Newman with the follow, and the Knicks now lead it 12-6.
The Knicks have turned the ball over in the two meetings more than the Sixers have, actually. 20 and 19 times for the Knicks in the two games. The Sixers 19 and 10 in their first meeting. They only had 10 turnovers against New York.
Cheeks. Maurice Cheeks, who still has the speed with the ball, able to beat the Knicks down. 12-8, Knicks by 4. Ewing setting the pick. They double up on Strickland, who finds Oakley. Good play by Hawkins. Cheeks. Knicks have a 3-on-2. Newman.
Pass wasn't on the mark. Tough for him to handle it.
Good return from Hawkins. Barkley's first field goal, and the Sixers cut it down to a 2-point lead. 5 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Ewing.
A lovely hook shot. So softly done.
Knicks by 4. Smith over Newman. And Oakley fires. Here's Newman.
Oh, my goodness, that almost went in. 4 Sixers back on defense, and Newman all by himself.
And the Knicks call for time. Newman fouled on the play. When we come back, he'll be on the line.
First personal foul. Philadelphia has.
Rod Strickland handling that ball, coming down the middle, and a gorgeous spin introduces Hersey Hawkins to his moves. That's the first time those two have faced each other. Mark Jackson once again looking sharp, but not feeling as sharp as he wants to feel. He wants to be in sneakers.
In his 10th day of recovery from the arthroscopic knee surgery, and maybe returning sooner than anticipated, he is actually eligible to return tomorrow night. Tonight is the 5th game on the injury list. That is a requirement. He will make the road trip next week. And that means going to Philadelphia Monday, and Wednesday the Knicks will play at Miami, Friday in Boston, and he will practice with the club, and then it will be determined when he'll be back. Knicks with a 5-point lead, 15-10. Here is Cheeks. 15-12. Knicks by 3 as we come up on the halfway point of this first quarter.
Quite unusual to see Cheeks looking for shots as much as he is early in the game. Something funny, though, this year, Cheeks has led the Sixers in scoring in 2 games. Oddly enough, they have been the last 2 games. 21 last night, 24 against Detroit Saturday night.
And he has hit his first 3 of 4. Newman stopped by Cheeks, who has a 3-on-1.
Oh. It seemed he should have given it up to Barkley, and all of a sudden he makes a spectacular shot with routine.
The Knicks lead is 15-14. Both clubs have remained the same following the timeout. Nearly tipped home inadvertently by Ewing. That was meant as a pass, and it was overthrown. Here's Hawkins with the step. Nice move. Now the rookie from Bradley, Hersey Hawkins, And the Sixers take the lead for the first time. They lead by one. Three-point attempt. Nixon a three-point field goal slump. 1 for 11 the other night against Seattle. Nice play, and Barkley has given Philadelphia a 3-point lead.
Barkley runs the middle, and you know the Sixers, they don't have to see Charles. They can just listen for him. He comes roaring down the middle, and Cheeks knows what to do with the ball when this man's running.
8 consecutive points for the 76ers. Gerald Wilkins checking in now for the Knicks.
Hersey Hawkins, the rookie, comes off a 3-game absence. Last night was his first game back, and he looks quite sharp as he goes down the middle with a nice, smooth fake. And Trent Tucker rushes up the three-point shot. Barkley rebounds and will give that ball up and then keep running. Barkley does what he loves to do and slams that ball down. You know the Sixers count dunks. You'll find that in their guide, how many dunks per season each player has.
And both clubs shooting well here at the start. Strickland putting the move on Cheeks. Tipped home by Oakley. So the Knicks down by one, 18-17.
That'll be discouraging to Sixer coach Jim Lynam when he has his two big men standing there, and Oakley just breaks right between them and tips that in.
Kaminsky thought he had Barkley. Recovered by Cheeks. Very close to that midcourt line. Kaminsky. And the 76ers lead by 3.
So much depends on Cheeks' ability to get around pressure. He makes it look easy the way he does. He just went around two Knicks, delivered the ball to Kaminsky. He was just standing there waiting. He is a super guard, and that makes the whole team's personality different.
Good play by Derek Smith. And the ball lost by Newman. Kiki Vandeweghe, who has been struggling, coming off an 0 for 6 against Seattle, getting set to check in. Kaminsky from way out. And Oakley is controlling the board. Wilkins on a quick release. Barkley with a three-pointer. 3.5 left in the first quarter. Knicks in possession, trailing by 3. Nice pass from Ewing. Patrick Ewing locating Charles Oakley, and Philadelphia has a 1-point lead.
Could have kept dribbling, but he wisely didn't.
Barkley ducking around Newman. So he does it with finesse and then power.
Newman might have been getting out of his way, too. But a smart play by Newman.
Ewing, yes, and it counts. Ewing will go to the line.
And fouled by Maurice Cheeks.
Cheeks picking up that foul. And here comes Kiki Vandeweghe along with Sidney Green.
Charles Barkley roaring to the basket. I think Newman did step out of the way. He didn't want any part of that.
And Chris Welch, number 44.
And a nice bounce pass by Gerald Wilkins.
Patrick Ewing on the line.
Of course, the defense tried to steal the ball. That made it look a little easier. But the pass led Ewing perfectly. The passer, Wilkins, in that case, probably saw the defender leading around, so he gave him that pass just right.
3-point play for Ewing. Game tied at 22. Chris Welch has come on to provide a breather for Mike Kaminsky. Welch, the 7-footer in his second year from University of Washington. Strickland called for the push. Foul on Strickland, his first, and a timeout being taken with 2:56 left in this first quarter. The game tied at 22.
Oh, Harold, it's lovely.
I hope you do. We bring good things to life.
So, all of a sudden, the backcourt is Patrick Ewing, who, in the position of being able to dribble to the basket, decides to stop and pass that ball and share it with his fellow big man, Charles Oakley.
Ewing adding another dimension to his game. Last week I brought up the point, and you scoffed at, well, I wouldn't say scoffed, but you questioned whether I did enough research on it. I said that the Knicks front line may be the best combination of passers in the NBA. And I challenge you to come up with a better group as we watch Maurice Cheeks at the foul line.
I don't know the numbers, but I immediately go west and think of the Lakers, Kareem, and James Worthy. AC Green, no?
I think it's more of a judgment call than checking
the assist.
Although I think the Knicks, we'll have to check that out. I think that they would have the edge there.
Boston.
Nice play as Ewing hammered it home. And the Knicks with 2:40 remaining in this first quarter now lead by one, 24-23.
Throw Bird into the mix, and it might be the Celtics.
All right. We'll have to check that out further.
Okay.
Strickland off the steal. Here's Wilkins. And the Knicks take a 3-point lead.
All eyes, however, are on Kiki Vandeweghe.
Kiki has not shot well, had only one good game, that against the Miami Heat last week. But he does other things, and he is an excellent passer, adding to the strength in that department. Bad shot by Derek Smith. Welk with his first bucket, and the Knicks lead by one.
That was Chris Welk.
Knicks have Strickland and Wilkins at the guard. Green, Vandeweghe, Ewing up front. Strickland getting in. Ewing is there. So Patrick Ewing with his fifth field goal. He has 11. The Knicks by 3 with a minute and a half left in the first quarter. They've opened up the left side for Cheeks, who now gets the pick from Welk. Did not use it. Welk showing an outside touch.
That's impressive.
Chris Welk, the Sixers' #1 draft pick last season, played only 10 games because of a knee injury that required surgery.
Only plays 11 minutes a game on the average. Didn't even play last night.
Through the hands of Ewing. Here's a 3-on-1. Hawkins. Challenged by Wilkins and foul. Harold Wilkins picking up his first. And here comes Ron Anderson, a man who has provided firepower off the bench, as the Knicks can attest to from that first meeting of the season. Although Anderson has been in a slump recently. Ron Anderson, a good pickup from the Indiana Pacers, replacing Derek Smith. Smith did not score. And Patrick Ewing sits down. Kenny Walker has come on along with Pete Myers.
There isn't much said about Ron Anderson except by those in the know, but here's a guy in the 2 games against the Knicks has averaged 26 this year. In fact, in the first game that you mentioned, he was 10 out of 14 from the field. You know, Rick Pitino spent time on him.
Hawkins, an excellent free throw shooter. 86%, missing the 2. The Knicks lead by 1, 28-27. Wilkins, and rebounded by Welk. 40 seconds left. First quarter. Hawkins from 3. Hersey getting the 3 after missing the 2 free throws.
He leads this team in 3-point field goals. That was his 55th of the season.
Nice save by Vandeweghe, then rejected. And it will be 76er ball. Down to 15 seconds. Ending of the quarter. Down to 10. Green playing Cheeks well. Cheeks to the crossover. Final seconds. So after 1, Philadelphia 76ers lead the New York Knicks by the score of 30-28.
On the next Mitsubishi Lou Carnesecca show, we'll have highlights of the Big East tournament. Hey, Lou, where's the trophy going to go?
Listen, Sonny,
Hey, speaking of Sonny, our guest this week is Sonny Vaccaro.
bring your sneakers.
See you on St. Patrick's Day. Special time, special date. MSG, Friday, March 17th at 7:30 and 11.
7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11. 7:30 and 11.
From jam-packed arenas all across the country, the World Wrestling Federation brings the excitement home to you each week, right here on the WWF Wrestling Challenge. Join me, Gorilla Monsoon, and Bobby the Weasel, the Brain Heenan, as we take you ringside for all the action, all the excitement, right here on WWF Wrestling Challenge.
Tuesday at 11:05, here on Madison Square Garden Network.
Action, more sports action. New York's greatest lineup keeps getting greater. Knicks, Rangers, Virginia Slims tennis, boxing, and now MSG Network brings you Yankee baseball. The thrills, the excitement of the Yankees, together with the Knicks and Rangers, all on New York's greatest sports network, MSG. All season, all year long, MSG. Look to us for greatness.
This game is brought to you in part by Mobil Super Unleaded Plus Gasoline. Drive your engine clean with Mobil Super Unleaded, the high-octane gasoline with a plus. And by the Tri-State Jeep Eagle dealers of New York, New Jersey, and Fairfield County, where you can always expect the best.
It's a terrific limited offer for Knicks fans. It's a special situation here. Place $375 down and non-refundable deposits on 1989-90 Knicks season tickets and get next season's best available seating locations as well as guaranteed purchase rights for this year's playoffs. This offer is only available through noon on March 20th. 212-586-6868 between 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. to order your tickets.
And we're underway second quarter. Scott Brooks, the 5'11", Scott Brooks, a rookie out of University of California, Irvine, has come on for the first time, turns it over, and it will be Nick Ball. Pete Myers now operating at the point guard position where he has played so well, at 6 assists the other night against Seattle, as did Rod Strickland. And a foul called on Hawkins, pushing Wilkins, looking for the steal for Hersey Hawkins. His first foul. The Knicks going with a smaller lineup. Sidney Green is now in as the backup center up front with Kenny Walker and Kiki Vandeweghe. Pete Myers, Gerald Wilkins in the backcourt. Myers being guarded by Brooks. Here's Myers shooting over him. That's a 7-inch height advantage for Myers.
And that's exactly why he pushed and actually forced that shot. He couldn't resist.
Well, Sixers by 2, 30-28. Green posting. Draws the double team, shooting over Welp. Sidney coming off a 6 for 6 against the Sonics.
He hadn't missed since last Saturday.
Welp stopped by Green. And it will be Philadelphia ball. Last touch by Green. Here comes Gerald Henderson, the one-time Knick, replacing Hersey Hawkins. 5 points for Hawkins. Gerald missed the 2 previous games against the Knicks because of injury. Barkley being guarded by Walker. Charles Barkley has hit 4 out of 6. He has 8 points. And Philadelphia with its biggest lead. They lead by 4.
Gerald Henderson did not get in last night against the Nets.
Nice pass from Green. Myers cutting it to a 2-point lead. Here comes Anderson. Ron Anderson in his 5th season in the NBA out of Fresno State, originally drafted by the Cavaliers and then acquired from Indiana earlier this season. Myers drawing the foul. It was a nice trade for the Sixers in exchange for Everett Stevens, Philadelphia's second-round draft choice. Here comes Strickland, Ewing making their return.
Strong move by Anderson. He got the ball quickly, and the defense didn't match up with him fast enough. That Anderson pickup, Marv, reminds me, and I'm sure the Sixers, of the Knicks' success picking up Johnny Newman.
Fouled by Chris Welch.
Two high-scoring forwards that the teams that they were with prior didn't read quite right.
Wilt on that foul. Here's Vandeweghe. Vandeweghe on the tip. Sixers by 2. 34-32. Barkley with time. Unable to hit the three-pointer. Knicks on the run. Wilkins looking for Strickland. Picked off by Henderson. Here comes Brooks. Strickland blocked. Foul committed by Scott Brooks. His second.
One of those rare situations where the offensive player wishes the official did not call the foul on the defense, because the Knicks had something good going and Strickland had no problem getting around Brooks.
Strickland didn't have to call it.
That's right. I don't think anybody would hear Rod, though. He's so quiet out there.
Vandeweghe.
He's getting closer.
Yes. Kiki now 1 for 4. He did connect on that tip just a moment ago. 3 minutes have gone by. Second quarter. Marv Albert, Jared Andres, and Bruce Beck from Madison Square Garden. Knicks trailing the Sixers by 2. Here's Welch. Ewing got a piece of it. Walker with the rebound. Wilkins. Ewing making it look very easy. 13 for Ewing. And the game is tied at 34. Anderson couldn't handle it. Henderson on the recovery. Rejected by Ewing.
I would have bet, $1.50 he'd make that.
Kiki continues to have his problems. Henderson from 3. Gerald Henderson putting down the three-pointer, and the Sixers lead it 37-34. And Rick Pitino calling for time.
Sixers are competing very hard.
We'll be back right after these messages.
Monthly cost to put you in a new Toyota.
Boy on the boards for the Knicks, sizes up his man. Barkley doesn't like it. And they kind of feel each other out there, and it gets physical quickly. And Kenny Walker quick to the basketball. Barkley didn't like that.
They had a mild run-in earlier this season. Ben Coleman has come on for the first time for the Sixers. Vandeweghe's pass picked off by Henderson. So Gerald Henderson with the last 5 Philadelphia points. And the Sixers lead by 5, 39-34.
That was an impressive move by Gerald Henderson. Boy, did he size that pass up quickly.
Ewing off the fake. Yes! And it counts. He was walloped by a very strong man, the 6'9", 235-pound Ben Coleman.
Well, Ben Coleman goes over to help up Patrick up after that rocking defensive move, which you'll see right here. Boom. Ewing with the slight fake got him off his feet and then went up into him.
Coleman on the rebound. And a foul call.
Fouled by Patrick Ewing.
Ewing picks up his first. Ewing, high point man with 15. That is the Knicks' first team foul. Checking out some of the NCAA scores. West Virginia clobbering Tennessee. Illinois over McNeese State. Second half. Bob Page will have the complete rundown of halftime on the MSG Sports Desk. Coleman with a bump and run. Rebound Walker. Kenny Walker's done a nice job off the boards. Here's Ewing. Double team. Ewing with the spin gets it out. Three-point attempt. Coleman. And here's Brooks. Henderson from 3. Brooks with a nice save. Anderson trying to get a little too tricky. And Jim Lynam is very upset, screaming at Anderson as he ran by the bench.
That was a short 2 there. I don't believe he had to pass the ball. He could have had it to lab himself.
Strickland. Yes. Rod Strickland returning to the offense. Sixers by 1, 39-38.
Sixers lead, 39-38.
Strickland off the steal. Strickland, yes. And the Knicks lead by 1. Sixers want a timeout. The Philadelphia coaching staff pacing the sideline, upset with the last two defensive sequences.
That's number 6, Charles.
MSG Network is proud to raise the curtain on our season-long coverage of New York Yankee baseball. It all begins in March from Florida with Yankee exhibition action against the Braves on the 23rd, the Orioles on the 26th, and the world champion Dodgers on the 28th. And then stand by as we follow the Yankees north for their '89 stadium debut, April 1st in a Bronx exhibition battle with the New York Mets. New York Yankee baseball on MSG. Look to us for greatness.
Can you picture the Rangers winning the Stanley Cup? Well, now you can with Madison Square Garden Home Video's acclaimed history of the New York Rangers, Tradition on Ice. Here's what the critics are saying. Truly a lot of fun, WCBS TV. A must for Ranger fans, New York Post. Every blue seater will wear out his VCR, Gannett Westchester. One of the most stirring hockey videos ever made, the New York Times. Fill your home video library with all the triumphs, the tragedies, the great wins, and the near misses. See the all-time All-Stars, Ranger Hall of Famers, and the legends who came through in the clutch. They're all here, brought to you by Sharp Electronics. Tradition on Ice, a 62-year history of the New York Rangers, is now available at J&R Music World, 23 Park Row in Manhattan. It's a treasure trove of the best Ranger memories, so don't forget, ask for it now.
Gerald Henderson handling the ball for the Sixers, overthrows it to Mike Jaminski, and the Knicks are off and running. Rod Strickland, more comfortable with each game in his starting role, very simply avoids the defense and makes an easy two for the Knicks.
Good pressure by Newman, led to the steal by Strickland. Ewing called for steps. Strickland thought he was fouled, pleading his case. Rick Pitino upset, and he's been hit with a technical. The rookie official, Gary Benson, with the indication. Pitino very upset that there was no foul called off the double team on Strickland. So Mike Jaminski will shoot the technical foul. Mike Jaminski is having a terrific season, averaging 17 per game, 86% free throw shooter.
Asked him before the game if he had thoughts of going to the Lakers as a free agent. Mike Jaminski is one of the more desirable ones, perhaps the most desirable upcoming free agent. And he very seriously said, I'm a Sixer.
Why was he grinning? He's a Sixer in a very fine negotiating situation. He's an unrestricted free agent, and the Lakers definitely are interested. Anderson off the mark, rebound Ewing. Game tied at 40. Newman behind the back, lost it. Anderson with the steal. Here's Jaminski. Crowd reacts. They thought that it should have been a charge. Good double team, and it led to the walk by Barkley. Remaining.
Barkley yelling at Cheeks.
Yeah, he wanted some help. 5.5 left in this first half. Game tied at 40. Strickland with a crossover, but cannot get the advantage on Cheeks. And away from the ball, we get a foul call on the Knicks.
Oakley was very frustrated, trying to get the ball down low with Barkley on him, and the Knicks didn't see him, and he was backing around and got turned off. Problem was he didn't get out of the blue area and was called for a 3-second violation.
Right, no foul, 3-second call. And Tucker up on Cheeks. Knicks go to the trap. Five on the 24. Here's Anderson. Barkley missed the stop. He thought he was fouled, did not get the call.
Nice pass off in midair by Gerald Henderson to Barkley.
Barkley trying to establish position on Oakley. Barkley with a spin move, and he's fouled.
Well, Patrick Ewing, Marv, excuse me, had a whistle. He'd be calling offensive foul on Charles Barkley. We'll take a look at it now. He's comfortable going in any direction. I think the arm came after the shot, however, by this man.
So Ewing picks up his second. 11 points for Barkley. He's averaging 25 and a half among the leaders. Newman bottled up, so he will go to the line.
Yes, Barkley's numbers are really outstanding for a man his size at 6'6". Ninth leading scorer in the league. Second leading field goal percentage shooter, which is remarkable. Takes a lot of shots.
Newman was fouled by Anderson, and he is now 1 for 3 from the foul line. The Knicks have hit only 2 out of 5 from the line.
Perhaps Barkley's most outstanding statistic is he's third in the league in rebounding at 6'6".
Maybe 6'6". Right, we have discussed in the past. Anderson called for the travel. He was met by Ewing. He tried to pull up.
Knicks did a good job in that transition defense, racing back with the Sixers.
Delay of game warning has been issued to Philadelphia.
Delay of game warning called on the 76ers, who are trying to get Philadelphia by 2, 43-41. It's been tight throughout. Sixers have led by as many as 5. Knicks at one point had a 6-point lead. Tucker from 3. And tipped home. Oakley with the field goal, and the game is tied at 43. Newman did well to keep that alive.
43 all.
Knicks continue the trapping defense. Kaminsky with the driving hook. Newman trying to get it to Oakley. It's a 3-on-1. And the foul called on Myers. And the basket counts. A spectacular play by Charles Barkley.
The term strength, the word strength applies in this case in a big way. Yes, I know it went in. What a spectacular move.
Derek Smith, number 21, is in for Philadelphia.
Now Derek Smith checks in. 3-point play for Barkley. He has 14. And the Sixers lead at 46-43. 3.5 minutes left in this first half. Newman able to recover. He was blocked. Tipped home by Ewing.
Now Patrick Ewing.
The Knicks down by 1. Henderson. Tucker taking the air ball as the crowd reacts to it. Ewing very active. Nice pass. And Oakley pushed will go to the line.
Well, Barkley's not happy about something. However, his man walked right around him and got the inside position.
Philadelphia is home with it.
That's the first foul committed by Barkley. And Oakley to the foul line. Charles 4 out of 5 from the field. 5 rebounds. That man with 14 points off 6 for 10 shooting and 5 rebounds.
In their first meeting of the 16 rebounds Charles Oakley got, 6 of them were offensive. That's what kills teams, and he's off to that similar kind of play tonight. He's been hurting the Sixers inside on follow-up shots.
And the Knicks are having their difficulties at the line. They are 3 for 8 from the foul line, down by 1. Hopefully meeting up with Cheeks. So the Knicks stay with the trap. Derek Smith. And that is his first field goal. Derek Smith, the veteran out of Louisville.
48-45.
Illegal defense called on the 76ers.
Defense charged against
That
the
is their
Sixers.
first violation. Sidney Green
That's their
returns.
first violation.
Jim Lynam, head coach of the 76ers,
Sidney
last
Green,
February,
number
taking over
44,
for
40 yard.
Matt Dukas. Ewing sitting down with 17 points. He's the high man.
And Kukas, who will return next year as the head coach of the Orlando Magic.
Yes, we have seen Matt around the league checking things out. Here's Oakley. Green on a loose ball foul involved with Barkley, and let's see they're calling it on Barkley. That's his second.
What a strength rebound by Sidney Green. Watch him come into the picture now, charging in, gets the position, and deals with Barkley with his left hand and the basketball with his right hand.
You get the feeling that Sidney's entire game has elevated several notches.
It has, along with teammate Johnny Newman. Really, it's quite noticeable.
Number 54. Back in for the Sixers.
Sidney Green has picked up new moves offensively. He's worked on it diligently, and he has become an offensive threat off the bench. Sixers lead by 2, 48-46. Cheeks finding Barkley. Charles uses that backboard so well.
There's Charles Barkley.
And Philadelphia by 4, 50-46. We are down to 2 minutes left. First half. Three-point attempt by Tucker. Knicks continue to have their woes from three-point range. 0 for 4 thus far tonight. 1 for 11 Tuesday against the Sonics. Barkley showing his entire repertoire. 18 now for Barkley, and the Sixers by 6. Moving from 3. Make it 0 for 5 from downtown. Cheeks to the backcourt, and it's a violation. He's claiming that it was deflected by the Knicks, but it will be Nick Ball.
Well, I'm sure Rick Pitino is impressed with the Sixers tonight. They have come to win this game, and they're playing very well. I'm surprised at their effectiveness this year in view of the fact that they don't have Cliff Robinson, who it looks like will be out for the rest of the year.
Robinson with a left knee injury. David Wingate out with chronic knee problems. Strickland getting inside. Tipped home, won't count. Offensive interference.
Well, the ball seemed to be lying on the side of the rim on this nice drive by Strickland. Newman got there before it really cleared the rim.
Ben Coleman is now up front, along with Charles Barkley, Derek Smith, Maurice Cheeks, and Gerald Henderson in the backcourt. 1 minute left. First half, they double up on Henderson, in trouble at the midcourt line. Able to find Smith. Cheeks open. Rebound, Barkley. And a mean foul indicated. It's called on Green.
Foul by Sidney Green. His first personal
Green
foul.
committing his
first foul within the last 2 minutes.
That's their first team foul. And the last 2 minutes, Sixers have been over for some time, but the Knicks shooting poorly at the foul line have not been able to take advantage. 45 seconds remaining in the half. Barkley now guarded by Walker. 10 on the shot clock. Henderson. Smith gets to it. And the foul call. That puts the Knicks over the limit.
Foul by Sidney Green.
Green picking it up. Here's Eddie Wilkins coming on for the first time. He'll replace Sidney Green.
Number 45 in for New York.
leaving after picking up his second foul. Derek Smith, playing his 17th game as a member of the Sixers, to the line. Coming up at halftime, the MSG Sports Desk, Bob Page and then Bruce Beck, along with Johnny, taking a look back at some of the highlights from the first half. And on the MSG Sports Desk, a look at what is taking place in the NCAA. 30 seconds left in the half. And this is the biggest lead for either club. Philadelphia by 8. Henderson going down, and Bill Oates says stay right here. The call is against the Sixers. And it's on Henderson, his
Fouled
first.
by Gerald Henderson, his first personal foul.
Well, Gerald didn't get a game last night, but has come on here in the first half. And his coach, Jim Lynam, recognized his contributions. He's had a fine half.
Kenny Walker to the line for the first time. Tonight, the finale of a 6-game Nick homestand. They come in at 42-19. They're 8.5 over the Sixers. They've won 5 in a row, 9 of the last 11. Philadelphia will hold for 1. 15 seconds left. That is unless they get the good shot. And it's an offensive foul. The basket will not count.
Charge against Gerald Henderson.
Henderson called.
Did not count. And that's Henderson's
So the Knicks
personal
take
foul.
over with 13 seconds remaining in the half. Strickland putting the move on and hits with 3 seconds left in the half. Here's Henderson from midcourt.
That's the end of the first half.
Rick Pitino cueing Rod Strickland, saying now, and Strickland made the move and was able to hit. And look at Jim Lynam being ushered aside by Charles Barkley. He has been upset with his ball club and with the officiating. He's just been hit with a technical foul. A technical foul assessed on Lynam.
The technical foul.
Earlier, Rick Pitino was hit with one. Lynam now being guided back to the locker room.
The shot will be taken when
the technical foul shot will be taken right before the start of the third quarter. So at the half, the Sixers by 4. We'll be back in just a moment.
Back to Madison Square Garden. The score at the half, the Philadelphia 76ers leading the New York Knicks 54-50. The Knicks' 26-game winning streak at home is on the line. Charles Barkley, 18 points, 7 rebounds to lead the Sixers in the first half of play. Right now, time to check in on NCAA basketball happenings. Let's go to MSG Sports Desk and Bob Page.
All right, thank you very much, Bruce, and good evening, everybody. Loudonville, New York is in an absolute uproar tonight as Siena College, in its first ever NCAA tournament appearance, knocked off Stanford, the 3rd seed in the East, this afternoon at Greensboro. Mark Brown, the hero for Siena, he had 32 points to lead all scorers. Here makes a nice pass to Steve Downey for a jam that enabled the Saints to tie the score at halftime. Brown, who wound up missing 2 1-and-1s in the final minute that nearly hurt Siena, did come through with his scoring, evidenced on that play, and 2 critical free throws with 3 seconds left that turned out to be the difference, as Siena, coming off that measles quarantine, played before a live crowd, a very live crowd, for the first time in more than a month. So Siena now advances to the round of 32 to meet Minnesota, which defeated Kansas State today, 86-75. Tonight in the East, West Virginia is leading Tennessee in the second half. South Carolina State and Duke will play later. Now, the Siena upset would have paled, however, in comparison with East Tennessee State very nearly knocking off Oklahoma. East Tennessee led by as many as 17 points throughout the game and had this last-second shot by Alvin West to win it. But they did a poor job, as you saw, of getting the ball up court with 4 seconds left to be in position to get the shot off. So Oklahoma lucky to escape with a 72-71 victory. And now the slumping, nearly demoralized Sooners meet Louisiana Tech in the next round. Tech beat LaSalle 83-74. That slam by Anthony Day put it away. Lionel Simmons held to 26 points. Louisiana Tech coach Tommy Joe Eagles with the theatrics there. In Southeast Regional action, there you see the Oklahoma-East Tennessee State score. Louisiana Tech beating LaSalle. Tonight, Virginia and Providence tied at 36 in the opening half. Middle Tennessee State and Florida State go after that one. In the West Regional, the nation's top-ranked team, Arizona, rolled up an easy win over Northeast Conference champ Robert Morris. Anthony Cook, 0-0, had 25 to help pace the Wildcats. Sean Elliott, 27. Arizona improves to 28-3, and Arizona now meets Clemson, which dispatched St. Mary's of California 83-70. Now, in the Midwest Regional, Louisville, seeded 4th, struggled but beat Arkansas Little Rock. LaBradford Smith with this steal, coast to coast for the slam. Close call for the Redbirds, but you know Denny Crum, that man almost always excels this time of year. Louisville, 76-71. Arkansas over Loyola Marymount, 120-101. And there you see the Midwest action from tonight. McNeese State losing to Illinois, 60-43 in the second half. And Ball State of the Mid-American Conference will play Pittsburgh later on. As usual, it's musical chairs among big-time college coaches this time of the year. Today, former St. Peter's head man Bob Duquette was fired by Marquette. And in the NBA, finally, just one other game in progress at this hour besides the Knicks Sixers. Celtics losing at Indiana 48-42 in the second quarter. More to come following this brief timeout.
Sports Desk, brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you.
My
6.5. The score is 54-50. Individual scoring, Charles Barkley, 8 for 12 from the field, 18 points, 7 rebounds to lead the 76ers. Mo Cheeks had 9. And for the Knicks, Patrick Ewing shooting 8 for 10 from the field, 17 points. He also had 8 rebounds, and 3 Knicks scoring 8, Strickland, Oakley, and Newman. I'm Bruce Beck, joined by John Andres. And John, it's one of those ball games in which you have to work for everything. It's physical, it's intense, it's being played similar to a playoff game.
High quality between the two rivals of the Atlantic Division earlier this year. Charles Barkley said it'll come down to the Sixers and the Knicks early in the season. And in many ways, we're seeing those words come true tonight. This is a very tough game.
Believe it or not, this is the first meeting between these two teams since early in November. And we've got plenty of highlights to show you from the first half of play. The highlights are brought to you by Minolta, creators of Maxim 3000i, the world's smallest, most affordable autofocus SLR. Knicks work the ball well in this sequence. Kiki Vandeweghe gets it to Gerald Wilkins, and he finds the big man.
Well, Gerald knows what to do with that ball as he penetrates. Velp concentrated too much on him, and Ewing got the juices going on that play.
Rod Strickland used his defense to generate his own offense, John.
Yes, off the board, Strickland takes the ball down court. You don't see this much in the NBA. He's coasting along. Defense is back. He just goes right around it after that attempted steal and makes it look easy.
Charles Barkley struggled last night against the Nets at only 13 points, but he's in the offensive flow tonight.
Well, he got going early in this game, and he makes a spectacular drive on that play, then sits there and nods to the fans that he knew exactly what happened after he shot it.
Now we pick up another play as they go to Barkley once again.
The unselfish Cheeks had the jump shot lined up, but saw Barkley alone. Barkley knows what to do with it, and he uses the backboard perfectly on that play.
Now the next 26-game home win streak on the line. The Sixers have come to play. They lead it by 4 at the half. We'll be back. Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. The Sixers, second place in the Atlantic, lead the Knicks first place in the Atlantic. Score at the half, 54-50. Let's rejoin Marv Albert and John Andres right now.
Thank you, Bruce. And when this second half gets underway, there will be a technical foul shot taken by one of the Knicks. It was called on Jim Lynam, who followed the officials off the court and was upset at his own ball club and upset with the officiating, although the Sixers lead by 4. Not shooting well once again, 44%, although they have that lead at the half.
Shot 42% last night and won for the second time this year. They can win shooting poorly. They're tough on the boards. Game is very similar with the exception of the Knicks' poor foul shooting. The numbers aren't great, however. They don't match the numbers of the earlier games. Their first meeting, the Knicks shot 32 free throws. The Sixers 46. The second game, the Knicks shot 36. The Sixers were up high in the high 20s in that game. So it doesn't A lot of easy shots being made, it seems, by the offense.
Johnny Newman will shoot the tee. He's now 3 for 5 from the line, and the Sixers lead it 54-51. High point men of the game, Charles Barkley leading the Sixers with 18, the only Sixer in double figures. Patrick Ewing with 17 off 8 for 11, along with 9 rebounds, and he is the only Knick in double figures. Derek Smith for Mike Jaminski, but a good play by Johnny Newman. The Knicks open with Strickland, Tucker in the backcourt, Oakley, Ewing, and Newman up front. Nice fake.
Yes. If Jaminski doesn't go up and try and block Ewing, he should put his arms up anyway to distract him.
19 for Ewing, and the Knicks are down by 1. 54-53. We're just getting started in the third quarter. Ewing jumping out at Cheeks. Smith, 5 on the shot clock. Here's Cheeks. Maurice Cheeks with the stroke tonight. He's at 5 of 9. He has 11 points. And Philadelphia leads by 3. They will jump it up. The Knicks have 42-19. Sixers 34-28. Knicks have won 5 straight, 9 of their last 11. And they're gunning. Nice play. Gunning for 27 straight here at home. Brett Tucker with his first field goal, and he's brought the Knicks within 1. Again, Oakley and Barkley battle for position. Nice pass, broken up by Strickland. And then he threw it away. Hawkins for Jaminski.
Well, Strickland threw it into a crowd, the wrong crowd.
Philadelphia by 3, 58-55. Cheeks up on Newman off the switch. Oakley with the tip. 10 for Oakley.
Just a great follow-up by him. And he used that left hand as well as he uses his right, which naturally is more natural for him.
Sixers with the ball, lead by 1. Here's Hawkins. Forced it. Good play by Oakley. Strickland. So the Sixers turn it over. Didn't line them up and saying, settle down. The first timeout, 22nd timeout being taken by the Knicks. With 3 minutes gone by in this third quarter. Late in the ball game, West Virginia now in front of Tennessee, 73-57 in the East Regional. Illinois over McNeese State. That's a final score. A little tougher than you might expect. And Providence leading the Cavaliers of Virginia in the first half.
Well, the Knicks will need plenty of Charles Oakley's effort tonight, and they're getting it on this play as he came in with that left hand and tapped it home. A little glare for Barkley as he rumbled on by.
Philadelphia 76ers have lost their last 3 here at the Garden. The last win in New York was December of '87. Newman with a facial, and he's given the Knicks a 1-point lead, 59-58. Newman has 11.
He saved that move from the Xavier McDaniel show the other night.
Chant of defense Shot clock is down to 5. Three-point attempt for Hawkins. Kaminsky right there. And the Sixers take the 1-point lead.
Both teams are ignoring the other team's big people. There's no attempt at boxing out. There are so many uncontested follow-ups by both teams.
Sixers with the numbers. It's a 4-on-2. Barkley and the foul. Good setup from Cheeks. 20 points for Charles Barkley.
Maurice Cheeks always has the head up looking for open men, and he found one there. No question about the shove either.
Oakley committing his second foul.
For the Sixers, Charles
Barkley has hit on his last 5 field goal attempts. So 21 points for Barkley. And the Sixers lead 63-59. Ron Anderson off the bench, replacing Derek Smith. Barkley had that diagnosed. Oh.
Charles Barkley.
And it's Philadelphia by 6, 65-59.
Oakley relaxed for a second, didn't come and receive that pass.
Again, the Knicks not able to hit from three-point range. They're 0 for 6 from downtown.
Boy, did they miss that quality tonight.
Barkley for Jaminski. And the 76ers are on a run. 9 unanswered. And they lead it 67-59. The Knicks calling for time.
It's wild.
Due in part by your greater New York Tri-State Toyota dealers.
I think any Knicks fan following the team closely this year, and the Sixers, and Charles Barkley with a great defensive play and follow-up. Anybody coming in tonight figures up. Win number 27, no problem. This has automatic written on it. Barkley can give the ball up, too, and he finds Mike Kaminsky, who's an excellent shooting big man.
And the Sixers going to the press. Seattle was successful against the Knicks with it the other night. Last touch by Barkley. He agreed. He says yes to Jack Neese.
Because things are going well. Let's see if the game gets tied, how he reacts.
Something you can relate to. When things are going well, you're the greatest guy. On the other hand,
only human, you know.
Ewing in a battle with Jaminski. Patrick Ewing has 21. He's hit 10 of 13. And here's Barkley fouled by Ewing.
And he wants an in-the-act of shooting foul.
That's a normal shot. I can't understand why he wouldn't get it, John. He's just taking the one-hander from center court.
That's right, as he's showing everybody.
His third personal foul.
Happens to be a very funny guy. That's he's all put on.
With the lead, though, I think, Marv.
67-61. Sixers on top. Barkley drawing the double team. 5 on the shot clock. Hawkins met by Ewing. Got a 2 on the 24. Hawkins fires. Barkley, nice pass. Jaminski not able to keep it alive. Tucker with the steal.
It has to happen for the Knicks defensively. They have to start denying like they just did.
Strickland, yes. 67-63. The Knicks cut it down to 4. Here's Anderson. Strickland back. And committing the foul.
Strickland was unaware of Anderson to his right and back a stride. It's his responsibility to protect the back. The long lead pass to Anderson, and he certainly knows what to do. Anderson has not arrived in this game in a big way. He can be very hurtful. Again, he averaged 26 in the prior 2 games against the Knicks.
And a strong free throw shooter, 85%. Gerald Henderson has played well in the first half, replacing Hersey Hawkins, who has not been a factor, may still be bothered by that knee problem. He did sit out 3 games before he returned last night at home against the Nets. 6-point lead for the 76ers. On the line tonight for the Knicks. That club record home win streak, which is now 26. Nice pass. Newman from Ewing, who continues to chalk up the assists. And the Sixers lead by 4. The Knicks showing some spark for the first time this third quarter.
They're digging in, Marv. They're digging in defensively, it seems.
Barkley lost it. Recovered by Henderson. Look out. Strickland took a pop, but Newman is called on the foul. Strickland got hit above the left eye. Newman committing his second. And the foul on Strickland. That's his third. And Pete Myers off the bench. He'll come on for Strickland.
Third personal foul. That's 3 on Strickland.
Strickland's still bothered by the eye injury, it seems.
Myers, number 8, is in for New York.
A lot of hustle here, but he's dealing with a tough man.
The Knicks over the foul limit, so Cheeks will shoot a pair. Strickland sitting down with 10 points. The all-time NBA record for most consecutive home wins, 38, set by the Boston Celtics, a span which stretched over 2 seasons, December of '85 through November of '86. A win tonight for a 27th straight win at home for the Knicks would be the third longest one-season streak in the history of the NBA. 8 on the 24. Oakley. Rebound, Jerminski. Only the Celtics streak of 31 during the 85-86 season, and then they won 29 in a row the following year, are better than the Knick mark of 26 straight. So that is what is on the line here. The Knicks are down by 6 with 5 minutes left. Third quarter. Ewing with the step. And too many steps. Traveling violation. Gerald Wilkins and Sidney Green check in, replacing Trent Tucker. Charles Oakley. Tucker with only a field goal for 2. He's been quiet the last 2 games. Oakley departs with 10 points, 7 rebounds.
In their first meeting, the Knicks had 10 3-point shots, which at that time in early November tied an NBA record. Tonight, that dimension is missing.
The Knicks are in a 3-point shooting slump. 0 for 6 this evening. 1 for 11 on Tuesday. Green guarding Barkley. 4 on the shot clock. Foul called with 1 second on the 24. Wilkins hit with the reach-in.
He gets a pat on the back from Charles Barkley, who appreciated the foul.
Charles saying, nice foul.
It's over the limit.
Knicks going over the limit very early. There's a look at the longest home court win streaks. Boston doing it over the 2 seasons. Philadelphia once won 36 in a row.
Chris Welp.
Here comes Chris Welp. 7-footer out of the University of Washington. Replacing Mike Jerminski. Jerminski with 13 points. In the third quarter, Indiana leading Boston 63-61. Celtics have come to life. They won over 500. They are only 2.5 behind the 76ers. They lead Washington by 3.
Meanwhile, the Sixers have now opened up an 8-point lead once again.
Followed by Maurice Cheeks.
Cheeks on the foul. This is second. 4.5 left in the third quarter. And Newman will go to the line. He is 3 for 5 from the foul line.
Well, Marv, you mentioned the home winning streak of the Knicks. It's also interesting to see that only 4 times have they reached 30 wins at home. They were 30-7 in 68-69. The next year, 30 they won. 32 they won in 70-71. Then a club mark of 35 wins and 6 losses in 72-73.
And they have won 29 at home this season, 29-1. Trailing here, though, by 7. Henderson double teamed. Cheeks with the circle route. Maurice Cheeks has been an offensive weapon tonight. He has 15, 75-66. Philadelphia by 9. Myers now handling the point guard position. Ewing up front with Green, and nice pass for Myers. Knicks look to trap. Henderson from three. Foul by Green. His third.
Well, unfortunately for the Knicks, that foul was committed
That's his third.
on a long jump shot attempt. Sidney Green, however, at the other end with a good heads-up view of what was going on, picked out Pete Myers.
That was a potential 4-point play, and Henderson hit a 3-point field goal. He hit one earlier.
They happen occasionally.
So the Sixers lead at 76-68. 3:40 remaining. Third quarter. Charles Oakley getting set to return. Kiki Vandeweghe will come on. The double team on Ewing. And he's called for travel again.
Charles Oakley, number 34.
Oakley and Vandeweghe check in, replacing Green. And Newman, 14 points for Newman.
Well, the imperfections by the Knicks are proving costly. They're in a hole right now. Now they're looking to Kiki Vandeweghe. It's no more can he make a shot. Hey, they need him now.
Only 1 out of 5 in the first half. Anderson lost it. Myers out of the pack. Myers going the distance and rejected by Barkley.
Fine play by Charles Barkley. Barkley coming out of nowhere and soaring in the air.
Second block for Barkley. By Welch. I don't know what the argument is about. You could hear the slap over here. It's a hacking foul. Sixers call for time. Just under 3 minutes remaining in the third. He has managed only 2 points the last 4 games. He's been what can be labeled a gimmick starter, but tonight Jim Lydham going with Derek Smith as the starter. Nick foul shooting has hurt tonight, 8 for 16 from the line. Shelton Jones was a second-round pick of the Spurs, played only 7 games there, traded to Golden State, waived by the Warriors. Little action in the CBA where he did well, and then picked up by the Sixers.
But when you say gimmick starter, Marv, it's revealed by the minutes. He started last night, played 2 minutes. The prior game played 9 minutes. Started the prior game 11 minutes, 7 minutes. So that's, I think, the term gimmick, what that applies to.
Scott Brooks has come on for the 76ers. Brooks from 3. So the 5'11" Scott Brooks hitting a 3-pointer. He's 37% from downtown and a 10-point 76er lead. Nice pass. Vandeweghe missed the reverse. Tipped home by Oakley. And the Kiki Vandeweghe problems continue. He is now 1 for 6. Barkley getting in and rejected again. But that's a goaltend.
Well, if you're a Sixer fan, you say, I love this guy. What a competitor. Ewing meets him, but Barkley's so fast he gets back.
Myers will not count. It's an offensive foul. No argument from Rick Pitino. He knew it.
That was clear. Myers pushing his way inside on Brooks. After the foul, he makes a very difficult shot.
Just under 2 minutes left. Third quarter. The Knicks down by 10. Henderson. Oakley rebounds.
Wrong rebound.
Well,
No one knows what's going to happen the rest of the way, but the fans have an idea what they want. The Knicks are going to get a big assist now the rest of the way. The fans are really whooping it up.
Myers, and the tip missed by Oakley. Able to box out Barkley. Here is Brooks. Oakley try to feed Wilkins. Leg block call. Knicks get a new 24. Minute 8 left in the third. Sixers with a 10-point lead. This capacity crowd, sellout number 16 for the season. 19-5-9-1, really into it at this point. Ewing fouled by Welp. Ewing will go to the line. Welp commits his third.
Foul. That's 3 on Welp. Philadelphia has 14 fouls. Patrick Ewing on the line.
You know, seeing Kiki Vandeweghe miss that layup a minute or two ago, that was really amazing. I mean, he must really be super tight.
He's pressing.
Wow.
0 for 6 the other night against Seattle. We're not talking difficult shots. We're talking shots usually in his repertoire, and you have to believe, if you've been following basketball over all these years, that he is eventually going to snap out of it. Maybe on the road. But you have to feel that one of the superb scorers in the game, you have to think it's not going to continue. Sixers by 8. 81-73. 45 seconds left. Third quarter. 5 on the shot clock. Brooks dishing off. Ewing got a piece of it. Good trap by the Sixers. Vandeweghe foul. Beautiful pass from Myers.
To this, Brooks going inside. Wells going up for the shot. Ewing deflects it. And Gerald Wilkins wiggles his way out of trouble. Another look at that. Good play by Ewing defensively. He really worked. He extended way up.
Vandeweghe on the line for the first time. And gets the overreaction from the crowd on hitting that free throw. Keep the 85% from the line. Someone stepped in. It is a foul line violation, so that second one is taken away, as if Kiki did not have enough problems. Look to be Oakley who stepped in. 31 seconds remaining third quarter. The Knicks down by 7, and it will be Nick Ball. Good pressure on the inbound.
That was Ron Anderson throwing that ball all the way across court. Now he has to explain himself to Barkley.
Vandeweghe throws into Wilkins. Myers, played by Brooks. Wilkins. Rebound Oakley. And he's fouled. Oakley has taken over the backboard. He has 11 rebounds. Foul committed by Welp.
Bruce Beck pointed out something to me about Welp. As we see Gerald Wilkins go up, Welp moved aside by Charles Oakley and then commits the foul. He wanted a pushing foul, but I must say, after every single call he's involved with, he's taken over the Danny Ainge lookalike of that persecution situation. You know, although Welp is much more vocal, it seems, and physical in his complaining.
Welp now sitting down after picking up his fourth. Hersey Hawkins has come on for the long range effect with 19 seconds left. Third quarter. Sixers have led by as many as 10. Knicks have cut it down to 6. Philadelphia 81, Knicks 76. Knicks put the pressure on. Eddie Wilkins has come on. They triple team. Henderson just did get it over. finding Anderson, who's run into by Myers with 9 seconds left in the third.
Well, the Knicks are using some fouls now. They're not allowing the easy layups that we have been seeing throughout this game. They're challenging, they're knocking people down and having them earn their points now at the foul line.
Ron Anderson. Now 3 for 3 from the line. 5 points. Here's Trent Tucker.
Pete Myers.
For Pete Myers. That's for the 3-point possibility if the Knicks have to work it down with 9 seconds left. Derek Smith returns. Scott Brooks sits down. 83-76. Time running down. 5 seconds. Wilkins. Rebound. Oakley with 2 seconds remaining. Third quarter. Good pressure by Oakley. And here's Hawkins from 3.
That's the end of the third quarter.
So we go to the fourth quarter. The Knicks within 5. The fourth quarter has been very successful for the Knicks. And the question is the 76ers stamina. New York Knicks basketball to you in part by GE. From plastics to financial services, we bring good things to life.
Gerald Wilkins trying to do it by himself. He loves these moments. He gets the shot off, and out of nowhere, Charles Oakley soaring above everyone to tip that in again for a second left-handed tip-in of the game.
76ers with the 83-78 lead as we head to the fourth quarter. And the Knicks 10 for 21 in the third. Sixers 9 for 17. Knicks staying with Eddie Wilkins up front along with Kiki Vandeweghe and Charles Oakley. Offensive foul call, so the ball goes to the Sixers.
The late game of warning has been issued to New York. The foul by Trent Tucker.
Tucker was called on that foul.
It's his first personal foul.
Henderson racing it down. They double up on Barkley.
It was an offensive foul.
Barkley putting a move on Vandeweghe. Not a good shot. Look out, that's a travel. And Barkley created that.
No question about it. He came in to get involved defensively. That's a Johnny Newman kind of move. Alert defensive play by Barkley.
Sixers have Brooks and Henderson in the backcourt. Barkley with Jaminski and Anderson up front. Jaminski looking to establish position on Wilkins. Oakley on the intercept.
Boy, that's a tough defensive play when you accomplish that. Beating the man to the ball.
Wilkins. And rebounded by Anderson. Barkley stopped and fouled. Eddie Lee Wilkins called for the foul. Barkley will go to the line.
It's important for Barkley to feel people.
His first personal foul.
Good foul by Eddie Wilkins.
Team foul.
He seems to get tougher when he stuffs the ball, and this will remind him that it's not going to be easy.
Barkley is 5 for 5 from the line.
Charles Barkley.
Humorous story in the L.A. paper recently. Barkley with former teammate Charles Jones were at a Los Angeles nightclub after a game against the Clippers. Mike Tyson made an entrance, and Barkley apparently had been boasting to teammates that he could knock out Tyson, and he talked pretty freely about making a challenge. So Jones invited Tyson to the 76ers table, but for once Barkley was speechless when Tyson looked him in the eye and asked, "You bad Charles Barkley, you want to fight me?" And Barkley got very shy.
Great story. Reminds me of another pretty well-known player who played for Philadelphia some years ago who almost got involved in a heavyweight fight. Will Chamberlain.
Well, I think almost got involved only in his own mind. Vandeweghe, yes! Kiki Vandeweghe hitting a jump shot. And he's 2 for 7. He's brought the lead down to 5. Sixers by 5. Henderson. So Philadelphia up by 7. Let's see what that jumper does for Kiki. 2 minutes gone by. Fourth quarter. Strickland. And it will be 76er ball. Now this is where the absence of Mark Jackson really hurts. Because the difference between Jackson and Strickland is that so often Strickland comes down and looks for the shot first. And he has guys standing around. Looks good when you hit. But that's not what Rick Pitino wants out of Strickland. Of course, if he hit it, would not be commenting on it.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. Jackson excels, though, in fourth quarters, that's for sure.
That was
Derek Smith giving the Sixers a 9-point lead, 89-80. Kaminsky and Ewing in a battle. Strickland getting in, and he drew the foul. Additional substitutions. Gerald Wilkins back. Heath Myers will return. He will come on for Strickland.
Gerald Wilkins, number 21 in for New York. Rod Strickland shooting 2.
Again, it has to happen for the Knicks defensively. This is where Rick Pitino relies on his pressing defense to pay dividends in the fourth quarter of games. And this is the second night in a row of games for the Sixers. Incidentally, this season they are 10-10 on the second night of back-to-back games.
So that stat, only 2 assists for Strickland. That is a low total. Kaminsky providing the Sixers with a 10-point lead. And a foul called on Vanderway. Brooks was shaken up.
Yes, on the handoff, Vanderway was guilty.
Here's Myers replacing Strickland. And a timeout taken.
20-second timeout.
Noticeable, Marv, that Rick Pitino is going with Vanderway over Johnny Newman for several minutes now, and who knows how much longer.
22nd timeout has been taken. So on the line for the Knicks is that club record win streak that is now 26 in a row. Their last loss here at home, November 22nd, losing to the Lakers 110-98. And the 76ers with that 10-point lead, 91-81. Derek Smith will throw it in. Brooks met by Barkley. Myers guarding, met by Oakley. Myers guarding Barkley is able to hit, and the foul.
Let's go to the score by Charles Barkley.
Well, immediately, Barkley feels someone he can handle inside. Myers gets a feeling of what it's like to face this man. Incidentally, Charles Barkley, in a recent voting of the Southeastern Conference Sports Writers and Broadcasters, was voted the SEC Player of the Decade by these people who covered the SEC in the 1980s.
And some pretty stiff competition the last 10 years in the SEC. 94-81, Sixers by 13. Strickland is back. That foul on Myers was his 4th. Vanderway, yes. So Kiki has hit 2 straight, and the Sixer lead is now 11. Brooks regroups. Nice pass from Brooks. Oakley rebounds. 14 rebounds for Oakley. 8.5 left in the game.
It's got to get something out of Patrick Ewing. He wants the ball.
Kaminsky doing a good job fronting. Strickland. on Ewing.
Oh, but Oakley sprung a three so Patrick could get it.
Here is Vandeweghe. Yes! He's hit his last three, and the Sixer lead is down to 9. And this capacity crowd now providing a welcome to Kiki Vandeweghe.
What's the monthly cost to put you in a new Toyota?
Oh, well.
A deluxe four-wheel drive Toyota truck.
Ah.
With tinted glass and cloth seats, chrome bumpers, stereo, carpeting, and bumper-to-bumper coverage without a dime deductible.
Wow.
For a short time, you can lease a 4x with financing provided by Toyota Motor Credit Corporation for under $146 per month.
How much?
Under $146. Better run to your Toyota dealer now. 4xs at this price tend to disappear.
I'm out of here.
Computer companies, software companies, they're a dime a dozen.
You got it.
Telephone companies, there must be 1,000 of them.
True.
So why is it always 9X?
Okay, you want a dozen brands of software and computers.
Stop, please.
Plus 100 years of telephone experience in one company.
Yeah.
That's 9X.
So without 9X, I suppose hell would freeze over?
Need to communicate. Need to compute.
Now through March 20th, the Whiz slashes their already guaranteed lowest prices even lower with instant cash rebates. Here's how it works. On any purchase of any product in any Whiz store over $10, you'll earn a rebate of $1 to $250. That goes for personal portables, compact discs, rack systems, camcorders, and TVs. Everything in our stores. The time's running out, so hurry in for instant cash rebates. Remember, nobody beats the Whiz.
And there is Dr. Ernie Vandeweghe getting to the swing of the things. As he watches son Kiki come alive, he's hit his last three and certainly has regained the touch.
They have a ways to go, though, don't they, Marv? They're playing a team that's functioning extremely well throughout this game.
Sixers by 9, 94-85, just under 8 minutes remaining in the game. And a defense, 10 on the 24. Jerminski. And Vandeweghe with the chip to Oakley. Vandeweghe being guarded by Smith. Just got picked off and fouled. Oakley setting the illegal pick as he tried to spring Vandeweghe loose.
Patrick Ewing was going to be the designated scorer for the Knicks on that play. It appears they're looking to set him up, but too many minutes without him touching the ball.
That's 3 on Oakland. Vandeweghe got a piece of it to break it up. And how things have turned for Kiki Vandeweghe. 0 for 6 the other night against Seattle. He's hit his last three. He's 4 for 9. A major factor in this Knick drive. Barkley from 3. Wilkins able to save it. Strickland. It is down to a 7-point lead. 94-87.
I can't help but think of Johnny Newman right now, sitting on the bench, who has been so important to the Knicks.
Cheeks. Rebound, Strickland. And the steal by Cheeks.
Oh, careless pass by Gerald Wilkins. My goodness, Cheeks is one of the all-time best players in the NBA. You've got to give him respect if he's around.
17 points for Cheeks. Philadelphia by 9, 96-87. A lot of time left, 6:20 remaining in the game. Vandeweghe on a fadeaway. And it will be Sixer ball. So Kiki setting up down low on Derek Smith. Here's Pete Myers back. Now Johnny Newman, Kenny Walker getting set to come in. They're told to wait. Next whistle. They will be able to make their way back. And Barkley fouled. Myers came over to help out. Third team foul committed by the Knicks.
Foul by Team Myers.
Myers called on the foul. That is his fifth. Here's Johnny Newman making his return.
Third team foul.
Newman, Walker, and Ewing now up front, so Vandeweghe sits down.
I think Patino did a very difficult thing, and he did it successfully. Getting Vandeweghe into the game, he stayed with him in crunch moments, and through a shaky start, Vandeweghe found his touch and reestablished himself. And now he's got Newman back with plenty of time to go. Very tough, boy, keeping everybody happy and keeping the team going in the right direction.
33 for Charles Barkley. His season high, 42. Did it earlier against the Nets. 98, 87. Wilkins. Walker. And a 3-second violation call.
3-second violation. Big Myers in the lane.
Certainly seems that all the calls are going against the home team.
Rod Strickland, number 11, is back in.
Rod Strickland has checked back in, replacing Keith Myers, who has 5 fouls. Newman got a piece of it. Wilkins from 3. Rebound Barkley as Ewing hits the floor. Kaminsky. Oh, what a play.
Oh, man.
And the Sixers sky high. Following that play, they lead by 13.
This is MSG.
Welcome back, Madison Square Garden in New York, as you take a look at that brilliant pass from Barkley to Kaminsky.
Incredible pass. No coach would ever suggest it.
Patrick Ewing cuts the lead to 11 with 4:50 remaining. Fourth quarter, Knicks go to the trap. Kaminsky, good play. 19 from Mike Kaminsky.
Big game for him. The point man in many ways, too, under pressure. Cheeks went to him. He knew what to do with the ball, then he got it back.
Foul on Derek Smith, who was holding Johnny Newman. A sarcastic roar from the crowd greeting the call.
Mike Kaminsky, after dishing the ball up, Darren Smith gets it back. The Knicks a little late picking him up.
Ewing with the step, and he's fouled. Hits the floor again. Barkley
fouled by Derek Smith.
Helping him up as Smith was called on that foul.
And the Sixers have 3 team fouls.
Tomorrow night, the Knicks and the Chicago Bulls in Chicago.
Ewing, 2 shots.
And that game will be seen on WWOR TV Channel 9 starting at 8:30. So Michael Jordan and the Bulls against the Knicks tomorrow night. The Knicks' first road game since the 1st of March. Sunday back home to Milwaukee, and then to the road at Philadelphia Monday, Wednesday in Miami, and then Friday they play the Celtics up in Boston.
Mike, watch out!
The 4 free throw shooting has hurt. 16 for 26.
Well, Strickland called on the foul. It has to be perfection for the Knicks the rest of the way here. The clock is their enemy right now.
Charles Oakley, number 34.
Down to 4:12 remaining. Strickland picks up his 4th. Pete Myers has 5. Oakley has returned. It's a 12-point 76er lead. Good pass from Barkley. Here's Cheeks. And the foul on Smith. Loose ball foul. Derek Smith piling up the calls. That's his fourth foul. Both the Knicks and Sixers now have 4 team fouls. The Knicks have Oakley with Ewing and Newman up front, Wilkins and Strickland in the backcourt. Strickland, difficult shot, rebound Oakley. Been a solid performance for Oakley. 18 points, 16 rebounds, 10 points, Philadelphia lead.
Cheeks is the unstoppable force, however, against the pressure.
Down to 9 on the 24. Blocking foul on Newman. That's his third. And it puts the Knicks over
his third personal foul.
It's interesting, Marv, when you think of how the Knicks, who depend so much on three-point shooting, if they had that tonight in any degree, this game would really be a 3 or 4 point game right now. So three-point shooting, better foul shooting, and this is a tie game for the Knicks.
They are 0 for 7 from three-point range, 1 for 11 Tuesday night against Seattle. Sixers now lead 103-92. Strickland. Strong move by Rod Strickland. And let's see what the call is here. Delay of game. Apparently, that is what the call is, and that is the second violation, so it's a technical foul.
Delay game warning has been issued to New York. Their second violation.
Kaminsky will shoot the tee.
Seemed like an unnecessary push by Charles Oakley to Barkley.
The Sixers at the line, 24 for 30. But they have been missing here in the fourth quarter. 3:17 remaining in the game. And Philadelphia by 9. 103-94. Here's Barkley on a pass pattern. Fouled by Ewing. Ewing called for his fourth.
Oh, Kaminsky taking the ball out of bounds. Picks out his target.
And it's called a breakaway foul. And Rick Pitino again upset. He was hit with a tee earlier. So, the 2 shots for Barkley. And then the 76ers take possession. That's a major call at this point with 3:15 remaining. Barkley 10 for 10 from the foul line. You look back at the career of Charles Barkley, which has been brilliant in the NBA, yet until this year, he had not managed a triple-double, which is surprising. Had the first triple-double of his career against Sacramento on their recent road trip. 30 points, 15 rebounds, 11 assists. Timeout called. Derek Smith avoiding the 5-second violation. So the Sixers take time with 3:15 left in this fourth quarter.
Only the best make it to the NBA. And that's true for NBA Authentics, the clothing and equipment selected for use under court. The same products we use in the NBA. Go with NBA Authentics and go with the best. NBA Authentics are available at sporting goods stores everywhere, or for a gift catalog, send $1 to this address.
Philadelphia is led by as many as 13. And Derek Smith will again look to throw in. Good play as Henderson is able to take the inbound, but missed the layup. Tucker from 3. And a loose ball foul called on the Sixers. And the Knicks are now 0 for 8 from three-point range. Trent Tucker is 0 for 4, and he's 1 for 7 overall. Derek Smith called on his 5th foul. So Oakley to the line. He's 2 out of 4 from the foul line.
Very different game from the prior meetings this year. In fact, the first game they met at the half was 84-80, which was 2 points away from an NBA record. Both very high-scoring games. The second time they met, the Knicks ran up 141 points here at the Garden. And this game is, at this point, hovering around 100. Really interesting difference.
Neither club really burning it up in terms of the field goal percentage. And the Knicks not able to hit the three-pointer. 9 points, Sixer lead as we come up on 3 minutes remaining in the game.
Knicks cannot cause problems with their press tonight. This is the main reason why. Maurice Cheeks.
Eight on the shot clock. Here's Cheeks. Kaminsky with nobody around had 2 opportunities. 21 for Kaminsky.
So many times tonight, you see a play like that, you think, where is Ewing? And in that case, he was out by the top of the circle.
Newman. And he'll go to the foul line.
Fouled by Maurice Cheeks.
Called on his 3rd. Newman is 5 for 7 from the line. 14 points. The Knicks did make a run earlier this 4th quarter, propelled by the shooting of Kiki Vandeweghe, who hit 3 in a row. Now the Knicks down by 10. And in jeopardy is that home win streak at the 26th straight. Strickland off the steal. It's down to an 8-point lead. And a timeout taken by the 76ers. So the Sixers down to 1 timeout left. Knicks have 3 remaining. MSG Network.
Oh, Sixers have been getting a lot of work done inside. And here Mike Kaminsky does. Gets one tip then another. Patrick Ewing wasn't around to make it tough on him. On the pressure, however, one of the rare turnovers and throwaways by the Sixers.
2:23 remaining in the game. And Barkley able to spring loose from the trap. Cheeks played by Tucker. Sixers lead by 8, 107-99. Kaminsky. Rebound Strickland. Here's Newman with Smith back. Yes, and it counts. Oh, a big bucket for Johnny Newman. And Derek Smith has fouled out.
Oh, Kaminsky on the miss. And Strickland picks out the fast-moving Johnny Newman, who is not deterred at all by Derek Smith.
Anderson coming on as Smith commits 5 of his 6 fouls here in the 4th quarter. So Newman to the line. Only 5 out of 9 from the line. Usually a dependable free throw shooter. Not able to complete the 3-point play. Let's see what the call is here. It will be Sixer ball. A 6-point lead, and the bad foul shooting has killed the Knicks. 19 for 31 from the line. Barkley, very close to a travel. Again was able to get out of the crowd. Good pressure. 8 on the shot clock. Down to 5. Here's Barkley. And a foul on Tucker.
Tucker feels that ball was invented. Boy, he's reacting.
So Barkley to the line. There's only 1 second remaining on the 24.
Hard to pick out the contact on that.
Barkley, 12 for 12 from the foul line.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention?
An announcement now from John Condon, because One of the officials, Bill Oakes, just got hit by an ice cube. And with John Condon making the announcement, crowd cheers when it is pointed out that one of the officials got hit by an ice cube.
There are some very fine athletes out there at referees. Please do not go.
Minute 37, remaining fourth quarter. Pressure free throws for Barkley. He is 74% from the line for the season. 37 points for Barkley, along with 12 rebounds.
Well, if he makes this, it'll match his output in the first game they met.
So the 76ers lead 109-101. Strickland. He got in, could not finish it. And the reach in on Newman. So Cheeks will go to the line.
It looked like Newman was all over Cheeks, but I have the feeling that he really didn't touch him. Cheeks was so quick and has such tremendous balance, he avoided it.
Cheeks on the line, 2 shots.
Patino has to be thinking about all those missed free throws, three-point shooting, 0 for 8.
Such an important dimension to this team, the three-point shot. But you know, nights like this will happen. There are so many games, and you just can't perform at the highest level all the time.
Sixers now lead 111-101 with a minute 25 remaining. And the Knicks, for the first time since back on November the 22nd, are facing the prospect of defeat. They were beaten by the Lakers 110-98. Since then, 26 straight wins at home, and they're trailing here by 10. We're down to a minute 20 left. It will be 76er ball. The only other time this season that the Knicks have not hit a three-pointer was back in early December against the Nuggets. They were 0 for 7 from downtown. Tonight, 0 for 9 from three-point range. And the foul is given, so Barkley will go to the line. Mentioned a major flaws for the Knicks tonight. Poor foul shooting, the lack of the three-point field goal, and as you touched on earlier, the fact the 76ers have handled that tough Knick press, thanks to the likes of Maurice Cheeks, and also Charles Barkley was able to pull his way up court here in the fourth quarter.
Gerald Henderson also was a major helper to the effort. He's had an excellent game. I think also, Marv, one of the things the Knicks missed is their inability to get the ball to Ewing more and make him a giant as he has been in the last several weeks in this game.
Patrick Ewing with a very quiet 27 points, and he hit 11 out of 14, but has not done it in the fourth quarter. Technical foul was called on Rick Pitino. He just wanted to have something to say, and he knew it immediately. He just walked off the court, and he's headed to the locker room. Very upset. Very upset with the officiating.
For that matter, both coaches were throughout this game. Jim Lynam came close a couple of times. He was really crazed at the half.
So Jaminski hits the technical. The 76ers now lead 114-101 with a minute 4 remaining. Last touch by Barkley really caught Sixer coach Jim Lynam. And Oakley will throw it in. Here's Oakley from 3, and he's got it. Charles Oakley with a three-pointer. Now he has had a superb game. 23 points, 16 rebounds. Barkley. Nice feed for Anderson. Sixers lead at 116-104. We're down to 55 seconds remaining. Newman from 3, and he hits. Where have they been? 116-107 the score, and a foul taken by the Knicks just to stop the clock. A holding foul indicated. So the Knicks missed their first 9 from three-point range. Then Oakley and Newman able to hit. Barkley will go to the line. He's been perfect, 16 for 16 from the line.
Well, on a brighter note, tonight's contestant in Amtrak's three-point field goal contest, Emilio Lopez, was correct in predicting that Johnny Newman would score the first three-pointer of the game for the Knicks. Emilio wins a sharp...
Wait a moment, John. There's Oakley.
A sharp stick in the eye.
And you were so excited.
What's known as good communication. Well, no, he won't get a stick in the eye. Emilio will receive 2 tickets to an upcoming Knicks home game, courtesy of Amtrak. Sorry for that misleading reference.
Knicks again looking for three-point range. Couldn't find it. Newman. Sixers now lead 117, 109, 35 seconds to go. Barkley is hanging. And make it 43 points for Barkley. So the season high for Charles Barkley. Strickland hit by Barkley.
And fouled by Charles Barkley. His third personal foul.
28 seconds remaining. And Strickland to the foul line.
Boy, the heads are hanging low on the next bench. Amazing when you consider the Sixers played a game last night. Game they won against the Nets. In that game, Charles Barkley had 13 points. Scoreless first half.
In only 3 out of 11. Out of 25 seconds, 9-point Sixer lead. Cheeks hit by Tucker. Rick Pitino watching back in the Knick locker room after taking his second technical foul.
Maurice Cheeks, 2 shots.
Upset with the officiating of Jack Neese and Bill Oakes, Gary Benson, as was Jim Lynam earlier. Lynam also particularly upset. You look at Bob Thornton, one-time New York Knick, upset with his players in the first half. A couple of miscues by Ron Anderson had him going wild in front of the Sixer bench. 15 seconds left. Ewing. And it's Oakley.
Tough as ever, Charles Oakley.
17 rebounds, 25 points for Oakley. With final seconds, Sixers lead it by 9, 121-112, and that will be the final score. So the Knicks home winning streak is over. Stopped by the Sixers. The Knicks had won 26 in a row. The 6th best home court win streak in the history of the NBA. The previous loss to the Lakers back on November the 22nd. And tomorrow night, the Knicks face the Bulls in Chicago. So a tough weekend, followed by Milwaukee back home on Sunday. We'll be right back.
So are you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Dad was afraid I'd
beat the Knicks at the Garden. The final score 121-112, and the big story was Charles Barkley, who finished the game with 43 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Barkley was awesome. He hit 13 of 21 from the field, 17 of 18 from the free throw line. Knicks did cut the deficit down to 107-101 in the fourth quarter, but then once again, Barkley and the Sixers took over, and they beat the Knicks. They now lead the Knicks 2-1 in the season series with still 3 more games to be played before the end of the season. Final score once again, the Philadelphia 76ers defeating the New York Knicks 121-112. Back in a moment.
Dear Mom.
Clancy standing by, and former world champion James Buddy McGirt headlines the card that's coming up next right here on MSG Network. At the Garden tonight, the Sixers winning their 2nd in a row. They beat the Nets last night. They beat the Knicks tonight to end New York's home court winning streak at 26. And one of the big stories, free throw shooting. The Sixers 36 for 43, and the Knicks shooting very poorly at the line, finishing 20 for 33. Now, in only one other game this year, have the Knicks been unable to make a 3-point bucket. It looked like this was going to be the second game but down the stretch, back-to-back threes. Knicks still finish only 2 for 11 from three-point range. The Sixers, 3 for 12. Barkley led the scoring brigade with 43 points. He was awesome tonight, 17 for 18 from the line. Jaminski had 22 points and 11 boards. Mo Cheeks played a fine defensive game, a fine floor game. He also contributed 21. For the New York Knicks, Patrick Ewing had 27 points in the game. He shot 11 for 14 from the floor. Oakley with 25 points and 18 rebounds. Johnny Newman finished with 22. Rod Strickland had 18, and Kiki Vandeweghe, who played well in the second half, 9 points. Charles Barkley, what a man he was tonight. He's among the league leaders in scoring, rebounding, and field goal percentage. And here he shows you a little bit of everything. Some defense, some power, and 2 points. Charles Barkley is our player of the game, 43 points, 12 boards. Every other department he did well as well. Tonight's player of the game receives dinner for 2 at the Blue Moon Mexican Cafe, New York's top-rated Mexican restaurant, located at 158th Avenue between 17th and 18th Streets in Manhattan. And they're announcing the grand opening of another location at 75th Street and 1st Avenue. Sixers beat the Knicks by 9. Back in a moment.
Hockey videos.
Importantly is the fact that they come to play every single night, so you can always count on their intensity level.
And as far as the Nets are